Write a letter from the Chairman, Andhra Pradesh State Branch of Indian Red Cross Society, Hyderabad, to the Secretary General, Indian Red Cross Society, Red Cross Road, New Delhi, requesting for further and in addition to the rice, cooking vessels, baby food, milk powder, and finishing nets to the fishermen folk, etc., received from all over the world for distribution through the Red Cross, and also to take up construction of houses, community halls, etc., in all the villages for the people who lost everything due to the unprecedented cyclone and the tidal wave which swept Andhra sea coast in November last for a further period of 6 months. Draft a memorial to the Honorable Minister for Education from the General Secretary of Andhra Pradesh Aided School Teachers Association explaining their grievances against the managers who not only ill treat them but do not pay them even their meager salaries regularly and fully, and how they threaten the teachers and remove them from service for their own reasons. In view of the miserable conditions of teachers working in aided schools, request the Honorable Minister to take a policy decision to take over the management of all aided schools, to treat those teachers on par with those in the existing government schools, and to reinstate those who have been removed from service irregularly. Write a letter from the President of a cooperative housing society to the General Manager, Road Transport Corporation, Hyderabad, requesting him that the newly constructed colony is a big one consisting of large number of government employees of state, center, public undertaking, their school going children, and also persons belonging to different walks of life, to provide bus facilities to all the schools and offices both in the morning and evening, and also a trip in the afternoon for shopping. Mosquito nuisance is so great that the inhabitants in the locality could not live in the area. DDT spraying is having no effect on the mosquitoes. The colony is very near to a neglected pond which evidently breeds these mosquitoes. The tank belongs to an absentee landlord who is living in Bombay and who cannot be persuaded to fill up the tank. Write a letter from the President of Sri Srinivasa Housing Society to the Special Officer, Municipal Corporation of Hyderabad, explaining the position and requesting that the tank may be acquired by the corporation and filled up in the interest of the health of the residents. There have been many cases of theft in Hyderabad city, especially when the inmates were away. Write a letter to the Commissioner of Police drawing his attention to this and request him to post sufficient number of policemen in plain clothes to trace the culprits. Mention that there are many persons who are found littering the localities during daytime without any business. The President said, Friends, tomorrow is the 15th anniversary of our Republic, and I should like to take this opportunity of greeting our nationals at home and overseas and saying a few words to them. The last year has been a testing time for us all. The great leader who had guided the destinies of our country since its rebirth as a free nation is no longer with us. We who are left behind can have no greater inspiration than Nehru's life of dedicated service in our task of attaining the ideal and fulfilling the vision he bequeathed to us of a united, democratic, progressive, and prosperous India. Amidst the suffocating gloom of Nehru's departure from us, the nation, displayed as it has done before in moments of grave crisis, a remarkable sense of unity and responsibility, and the transition to a new leadership was effected with commendable dignity and orderliness. The new government, which enjoys wide popular support, has been functioning with courage and caution. It is unfortunate that we have still with us diverse, divisive forces based on region and language, religion and caste. It is essential to maintain and foster this sense of unity by subordinating these factors to the central principle of national integrity and welfare. Nothing would help us more to do so than giving reality and meaning to our ideal of equality of status to every individual. Democracy is more than adult suffrage, it is the organized living in a refined way of life which exalts the individual and invests him with dignity. Our parliamentary democracy assures political equality to all, but the inequalities of caste and outcast, the rich and the poor, are not only aligned to the spirit of democracy but are also a grave threat to its very existence. Social inequalities betray, corrupt, and deform the image of man. Social justice, however, cannot be promoted by acts of government alone necessary as these are, it calls for innate belief in the ideal that every human being has spiritual possibilities, that there are elements of scarcity, the holiness in him which need expression and development. The general deterioration of our standards of behavior may be traced to the neglect of the spiritual dimension of man. Through the discipline of home, school, and democratic institutions, we must also develop qualities of freedom from fear, from hate, from greed, from love of power, and from selfishness. If our democracy is to be stable, it is necessary to raise the living standards of our people and ensure an equitable distribution of income and opportunities. Planned economic development has been our chosen instrument for freeing our people from want. Impressive as our achievements in this direction have been, they have not been equal to the expanding needs of a growing population. National income has been increasing but slowly, and agricultural output in the first 3 years of the current plan has hardly risen. It is true that bad weather has been a major factor behind this stagnation in farm production, but have we done all that was necessary and possible to stimulate the agricultural sector into dynamic growth? Has our rural administrative organization been effective enough to transmit to the peasants the possibilities of scientific farming? Have we created the right economic environment through rational price policies and land reforms for the farmer to give of his best? It is necessary that we ask ourselves these questions for a recognition of the factors behind our inadequate performance is the first step towards their removal. This year's harvest promises to be the best one on record.